Welcome back to episode 159 of the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, Iman.
What's going on, Will?
And on the sticks, we got TJ.
Hello.
And we're just hot off the presses of, I guess, watching the Apple headset.
Well, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're still talking about it today.
As we should.
Yeah.
We got to unpackage and, I guess understand, what the hell's going on? Where are we? What is this reality we're living in? This
Yeah, is the future with a bunch of computers strapped to our faces? Is that the future?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely been dabbling and toying around with that. Literally, just thinking about that. Is the future, considering what Apple unveiled is, as powerful as this device in front of me?
Yeah.
If you extrapolate into the future, will these things just become completely obsolete? Can we envision a future where humans only, the only device that we'll ever need in the future is a goggle?
Yeah, so can you imagine that you're sitting at the airport, you're waiting for your plane, right? You're sitting there.
Yeah.
Instead of pulling out your laptop, you pull out a headset.
You just slap it on.
You put it on.
And then you I don't know, unlock the Mac app. And they're boop. Yeah. There's your Mac, your interface, and then it's just recognizes all your hand gestures, your eye the eye pointer, everything.
Yeah.
Everything that Apple's just innovated.
I think the only thing missing with that scenario is the ability to type quickly. But I guess you can talk into it and it'll type everything out.
You could, but sometimes you don't want to be,
I agree.
verbal.
Yeah.
Especially on an airplane, right? You
Yeah.
got to be able to. Well, why couldn't you just display a hologram of a fucking keyboard?
I mean, you could, but you would have to use your eyeballs to look at the different characters, the buttons, and then actually click through them.
For now.
It's like finger.
But there has to be a way to geolocate. You can measure the dimensions of your whole space somehow with this.
So basically,
device.
just type it out.
Just whatever is here in this specific area of this geospace that my headset's aware of. My finger's there. Therefore, it triggers that key response.
Right? Well, it could do that, but you could do that. Yes,
it's gonna happen.
I had a client who had ALS one time, and he had eye tracking where he would write out these long emails. He was pretty quick with it, so I don't know exactly how he would do the input, but I know that technology is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure there's how we're able to type with 10 fingers and we are pretty quick at it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a way to redesign a keyboard where you just use your eyes to type out words.
Use your eyeballs and predictive AI probably.
Yeah, 100%.
And all the different hooplas of neuroscience. I don't know.
I guess you could do that with this headset and just basically it's just like keyboarding except with your eyes.
I could totally see that because our eyes, what we do with our keyboards on our mobile devices, it's kind of like our eyes are already probably look at the button before our finger gets there, right?
Yeah.
So it's as long as our eyes move, all you're doing is removing the actual finger to push that input, right? It's just
Did you know that we're more than just a YouTube channel?
We also built MetaZone, the first app store for the Metaverse.
Buy, sell, and explore a new class of digital assets like our flagship game Rovi.ai.
Support us by collecting your digital assets through MetaZone at metazone.io.
Like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated.
Back to the video. I can see that. And I have faith. All these companies, especially Apple, I guess, they're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And it's only going to make this experience better. But the thing we were talking about, though, is man, I don't know. Whenever we're watching this event, obviously, maybe we have a bias because we're deep in the metaverse ourselves.
Oh, I thought you said we're going to be Apple fanboys.
Oh, there's another layer of bias there. I am a consumer, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm not what's the opposite of agnostic?
You're not you're not a fanboy, basically.
That's the best you come up with?
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a maxi, right? An Apple maxi, you are, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Why are you a maxi, dude? Why can't you give another company a shot? You know what I mean?
I have given them a shot.
Okay.
I used to have PC laptops, and they just failed. Within a couple of years, they're just unusable.
Were you buying cheap ones?
I mean, no, they weren't that cheap. They're the Apple version of HP laptops or ThinkPads,
really?
IBM ThinkPads.
So a $1,500 plus device, really? And they still sucked.
Yeah, they still sucked.
Yeah, see, I never was able to get into that realm of the PCs. I just couldn't afford it. But
Yeah.
I always wondered if you match up, because these Apple devices are so much more expensive than
They are.
PCs.
Yeah, but they last so much more longer.
Well, I'm starting to know, or this is my first Mac ever,
Yeah.
and I think I got it 3 years ago. It's still humming.
Yeah.
It's humming. Like it's not usually. Yeah, you're right. If I had a PC by now, it'd be like splitting in half from all like the heat. Keys would be dislodging and stuff like that, and for sure there'd be multiple like warning messages on my screens every time I log in about all the viruses I've accrued. That is the experience I do remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, in comparison, this is pretty solid,
Yeah.
and literally like solid. I've literally dropped this thing before.
Yeah.
Like, I have little kinks here and there, but the screen's not broken.
Yeah.
It's not bad, dude. This is a solidly engineered device.
100%. And this thing lasts like 18 hours on battery.
Yeah, I'd say it's been pretty consistent in that respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's no PC that does that. I mean, there's probably some now with like
yeah.
less powerful processors, but
So in other words, I mean, they're just good.
yeah, I mean, I want to buy the best of the hardware. So it's just there's no competition to Apple, I don't think.
Yeah. So okay, now we're talking about the headset space, like VR and AR. We all own Oculuses, right?
Mhm.
We've enjoyed our experience. Every time I hopped in there, I was like, man, I was blown away by what I was witnessing.
See, I wasn't so blown away. When I first put it on, I was like, this is exactly what I expected.
Really?
Like I could like a screen door effect. I can see like the individual pixels. It was just like, and then the games were just reminding me of like cell phone games, just in 3D.
Yeah.
Like I was just not impressed. Really, I wasn't. But I played some games. There's some zombie games that I like on there. It's fun to play, but I'm not blown away to any extent at all.
Well, I just don't think like those games creators have like figured out the right like incentive loops or whatever to keep people engaged for the long term, and also because there's friction points.
Well, there's limitations too. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like a cell phone processor. It's
okay.
yeah, it's not a CPU. You with Apple's headset, you're putting in a CPU on your face.
So that's the main difference here.
Yeah,
That's a big difference.
and these are like not laptop CPUs. That's the same CPU that goes into the Mac Pro.
okay.
Right, essentially, right? Obviously, they're bigger chips and everything, but essentially the architecture is the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
So these are very capable machines. I mean, with this M2 processor on the headset, you're able to edit, I think 8 streams of 8K raw video on an M2, and like if you do that on a PC, it would just like explode.
Okay. Well, yeah. Even though you said all that, I said based on like their presentation, I didn't see much like of an emphasis on gaming at all.
Yeah, because there's not that many games in 3D on a Apple headset, right? So it won't exist.
Well, but they also had a call to action to developers, right? It's like, okay, like our tools are available today,
yes,
so start building some stuff,
Yes.
right? But if they have the hardware components to support like a much more robust game than what Oculus can do, why didn't they, try and attract the game devs?
that's a great question. They should have gone out to like some developer on Unity and let's make a mini game, some sort of
something to demo.
to leverage. Yeah,
Why the fuck didn't they do that?
I don't know.
I'm pissed.
I'm pretty sure it's because it's very complex to get to a point where it's stable enough for developers to touch, and then you're asking a game dev to make a game. Those are non-trivial activities.
It might also have something to do with the price point of the thing. It's like they know.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the point of like attracting like a developer or an ecosystem of game devs
When your
like
hardware is $3,500.
it's unlikely any gamer demographic will ever be able to onboard to something like this.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I don't know. That was the thing I was kind of like questioning. Like, who is their demographic? Who are they trying to sell this thing to at a price point like that?
Yeah, it's not going to be the hottest Christmas item like the Oculus was.
Fuck
No. No, and speaking of, there's an Oculus Quest 3 coming out at the end of this year, and it has similar functionalities, has pass-through, has AR capabilities, and the resolution is higher.
Yeah.
So, but it's $500.
500. I'm buying it.
Yeah,
And that's
I'm
one
thinking
of the
buying it too.
takeaways that TJ was talking about. It's like, dude, this, even though this is obviously very impressive, and Apple once again comes out looking like giants as they are. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, our cock is
Speaking
fucking massive.
They spent
5,000 patents, right?
5,000 patents. Like
Yeah.
I've gotten a patent before. I know how much it costs. It's like 20 grand per patent.
So what was the math on
That's
that?
$100 million
Just
worth
on
of
patents.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
obviously Apple,
Do you have to hire a
Pumps out-
lawyer to do that?
well, they have their own lawyers.
Well, yeah.
So I'm sure it's obviously less than $20,000 at scale for something like Apple,
True.
but nonetheless, you know, a ballpark, you're spending $50 to $100 million on patents.
Yeah. The fact there's even like 5,000 like things to consider in developing this,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
insane in itself.
that is insane. I agree.
Yeah, you just look at it, you know, I could probably only like visibly see like 10 things.
Yeah.
But that's because everything's like well designed and it's hidden from my naked eye. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what's in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
I'm sure
insane.
there's a lot of like software and hardware components inside that are,
Jesus.
yeah. So.
Yeah, that's too the software. You're right. But yeah, like TJ was saying, like this is obviously a huge, I think, W for Apple. I mean, not like an obvious one yet because it's not going to attract the consumer,
Yeah.
the mass consumer, anytime soon.
Yeah. So TJ was saying it's like he can see, right, that people are putting this on just to do work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see this as a replacement for like a full blown laptop. Like instead of carrying a laptop around, you could carry this around, or like in an office setting, 100%.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
I mean, the only thing I think that opens up like a whole new potential of like what we could do with our bodies while we work, right? Because we have a laptop, we're kind of
Yeah.
like fixed to this position here
Yeah.
to like interface and work.
Yeah.
But if you're like unburdened by that, now you can I don't
Just
know,
like walk around and like,
yeah, have it like build like a nice station, like those those like Omni treads or something. And you're just fucking doing this.
or yeah, you're having a meeting and you're dictating your meeting and it's like all the data's being recorded through AI apps and everything. And you're like having a FaceTime call and everything's being recorded.
Right.
And you're walking around.
Yeah, or you could just literally like recline, like get a lazy boy.
Yeah.
You're still as equally as productive because
I mean, you got the computational power to edit videos and all kinds of stuff.
I think it's cool. I think it's something that I think it's going to enhance the work life for sure. Yeah, because dude, we're destroying our bodies like this. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Now, what I can't see is some guy sitting on his couch playing NBA 2K like they showed. Like I don't know
Yeah,
how that's really gonna work.
I think it's somewhere in here. Well,
Like that right there, that's perfectly reasonable to me. I think.
yeah, that's probably like the primary use case for something like this. You have different screens set up.
Yeah.
You know, you have your YouTube kind of playing a podcast. You got your Microsoft Excel because everybody uses Excel, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And then you got your email.
You got if you want to like put something on the roof, I'll put like my my stock trackers up there,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, 100%.
Meme lines on the roof.
Yeah.
If I just want to like take a quick gander. Oh, dude.
I lost
Nice,
100
yeah.
grand.
Yeah.
Better get back to work.
I'm getting wrecked. Good to know. You can do that. You can custom your reality. That's I think the real magic of AR VR. This spatial computing space, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
gonna be able to custom create your own experience of living, right?
Yeah, and also the developers have to rethink applications now because now you have 3D space
Yeah.
in order to create an app, right? So no longer are we burdened with like just a 2D interface now because we're looking at glass with a display behind it. Now it's like the display is just the world around us. So what do apps look like if we never even started with 2D interfaces? We started with 3D. What would they look like?
I think it's a lot more just like portaling into different things. You know, like
Yeah.
like here we go. This guy's looking at like a 2D interface with all these different like furniture displays.
Yeah.
Let me just like walk into one of those windows, like, oh shit, I'm in the fucking room that's on display here,
Yeah.
and I see the bed. I'm fully immersed in like this display.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I like everything in here, and then fucking 3D buy button just like shows up in your face.
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah, you're looking at the
Buy now.
furniture, like with
Yeah.
literally with your eye tracking, you're looking at the furniture and it has like a little display of like, this is like $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just like click the buy button.
Yeah,
You're looking at other furnitures, like same displays.
that'd be nice if you just like buy shit like that freely, but
Yeah, right.
you're definitely balling out if you just like pour it into whatever.
Yeah, it's like
store.
buying stuff.
Yeah, but nonetheless, like that is what I imagine like what's going to be possible, right? It's, as opposed to the 2D e-commerce experience, is like you just shuffling through a bunch of images and 2D videos
Yeah.
to try and make a decision. Like in the metaverse and in the spatial reality, you're going to be able to experience everything.
Yeah, here's that guy playing 2K.
Shit,
But-
same thing. He's watching the game, dude. Let me just walk in real quick and be courtside if I pay $20.
Yeah, dude,
Right?
that'd be cool, man.
That is gonna be
I want to
cool.
see courtside.
Like right there, he's like, "Oh, this is a video game."
Yeah, that's a
but
video
let's say
game.
he's watching a real game
Yeah,
and his VR setup. He's like, "Dude, like I'm having fun, but I want something more.
yeah,
Let me just walk into my little display here, and yeah." Then it's gonna not let you in. It's like, "You got $20, dude?"
yeah,
It's like, "All right, I'll give you my $20. Let me get in, see LeBron
yeah.
up close."
Yeah.
you know? So those are the things that is kind of hard to
Yeah,
understand.
And a lot of the use cases they showed off was like looking at pictures. Like this, it's just not attractive enough. But they have like 3D like recordings. Like this is a 3D recording where you can kind of like pivot your head and you can see like different angles of that
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah, I mean, this is
This
marketing.
is a cool use case, not for $3,500 though.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, this is just one of the many things, though. You know, it's
I
not, it's
think
not
this
a
is-
3,500 device just to watch.
Yeah,
look at
these are the
pictures and
apps that
videos.
Apple made for the headset.
Correct.
We're more interested on the apps that everyone else makes.
Yeah, that's a good takeaway too. Is this isn't. Yeah, this is really just a foundation for developers, right? Like Apple, as much money as they put into this, they're not the ones who are going to create the real value of this ecosystem.
No
It's
way.
going to be the devs who actually figure out how to leverage all this. Devs make value, right?
Yes.
That's what. Who said that? Chamath. He doesn't invest in like infrastructure. He invests in app creators.
Yep. 100%.
Because those are the
The
future
higher upside.
Those are the future trillion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. The apps.
Yeah.
So who's going to build the apps of the metaverse? Like, I mean,
Yeah. That's how Microsoft became a $1 trillion company. They made apps.
true.
Yeah.
For the PC, right?
Yeah.
Software apps.
Yeah. Software.
And then all these mobile app creators, Uber, eBay, Amazon, all these different app creators and stuff. Dude, these are the biggest companies on earth now. It's
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
you
Those
know.
are the most investable because they have the highest upside.
Correct. So I mean, it's interesting. Yeah. So man, it's gonna take a while, but nonetheless, this is very positive. I mean, even though they didn't say the word metaverse one time,
Yeah. Which we predicted.
yeah, we all took the under on that.
Yeah. So, is this going to play a big role in the metaverse? I mean, they didn't even show like a virtual environment all that much, even though they have a dial to be more like AR and more VR with a dial.
Well, that's the thing. Everything they showed was like Hollywood as fuck.
Yeah.
It was all just like, marketing fluffery
Yeah.
concept images and like animations and stuff. None of it was like real stuff. Because it's just they haven't even got to the stage where people are making things yet. It's just I think the whole purpose of this was to showcase the hardware and then to inspire people to create.
Yeah.
Like the whole there's a huge segment of just like what ifs, right?
Yeah, there's got to be a more consumer friendly product coming for this, right?
Has to be. It has to be because at $3,500, only developers and companies are going to be purchasing this and making stuff.
It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
But a consumer friendly version is going to be around $2,000, like $1,500 to $2,000. And right now, you can get a foldable phone like from Samsung for around $2,000, and people are buying it.
Yeah, 2000 is definitely the top end of what I call consumer friendly for sure.
Yeah,
But eventually they're gonna have to get down. I mean, I don't know,
but
maybe
this
not.
is the most advanced hardware anywhere.
Agreed.
There's not a consumer device out there that's more complex than this.
Okay.
So it's
Understood.
It's kind of it's worth it. I mean, if you're like on that cutting edge of like tech, this is as far as it gets.
Right. And I think there's definitely enough people on this earth who have like wealth, right? Considering where we're at, like as an economy,
Yeah,
there's a pretty large pool of people out there that have enough resources to justify something like this. But again, it's going to be up to the developers to create that demand.
yeah,
At this, the having the most complex device on earth does nothing as far as
Agreed.
like making you want to buy this thing. It's
Agreed.
like, okay, cool. It's gonna slap on this ultra heavy,
so look at my pictures.
this ultra heavy thing. Well, not ultra heavy, but this thing on my face, and just really nothing like that captivating to do. Right?
Yeah, so I watched a bunch of reviews on people that actually put it on, like MKBHD,
Mhm.
iJustine was one. There's a few others. CNET. They all put it on,
Mm-hmm.
and they all had glowing reviews. Like they were impressed. MKBHD was saying things like, "It's pretty much magic the way that their eye tracking system works."
Yeah. That was the thing that impressed me the most too, is the ability to just look at what it is you want to select or interact with, whatever.
Yeah.
And it just recognizes exactly what you're looking at. And then all you do is a little finger gesture to execute.
Yeah. I was so kind of bullish on this whole technology that I think maybe that they'll implement this on laptops in the future, where you can kind of look around on your laptop and then with a finger gesture, you're actually clicking stuff.
But could they do that? Like, or do they need like the cameras a little closer up into your eyeballs?
That's a great
to
question.
do that?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know if like just the camera right here has
probably
enough data.
not. Probably not.
So only like that's probably why these devices are so cool, right? It's like we've unlocked a new
Interface.
superpower.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Where our eyeballs are now like useful.
Yeah.
You know, as useful as our fingers.
Yeah.
Like they have like tangible application to them. Like if you
functional.
Like, fuck you with my eyes. You know, it's like we have the force now.
Yeah.
Like, we can like fucking control things with just looking at it. It's like, "Urgh."
Yeah.
Then like a little swift like, comes flying at you. You know, can't do that outside the spatial realm, dude.
Yeah. So that means we're going to be walking around with these things for a long time in the future.
Potentially permanently.
Yeah.
Potentially. It might be if we could figure out like all the efficiency improvements, the enhancements to our daily lives that technology usually enables or unlocks. If it becomes that useful and you know, this contributes to like you know, everybody's thesis. Like Elon Musk, he knows at some point we're going to become bionic.
Mm-hmm.
Like he says we already are because of the devices in our hands, you know?
Yeah.
We already are cybertronic organisms.
Yeah.
How is this not like the next step of that? Like this is like a way better version of
this is definitely the next step.
Yeah.
I remember in an episode of Black Mirror that this guy put on this thing on his temple, and all of a sudden he was hallucinating these holograms. It was exactly like this, where you can have like characters kind of spawn.
Yeah.
But like your brain was the processor generating these images to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And like these things, these characters were walking around on the table and stuff, but it was all done by this thing on your temple.
Well, that's what Neuralink is supposed to be, right?
Yeah, I think
potentially.
So. Like that's what I'm curious about. Is like, are you able to generate some sort of device that allows your brain to interpret these holograms?
I would go out on a limb and say yes. I think that's
'cause-
definitely possible.
Because if we could imagine a character like in our mind, like right now, just like walking across the table, like I feel like we could render this in our mind.
1,000%. I mean, just the fact that a like a fucking microscopic dosage of like a hallucinogenic drug, like LSD,
Yeah.
it unlocks those same features you're describing, right? Like you just ingest a tiny amount of it, and it does something to your brain chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, the signaling in your brain. All of a sudden, you've rendered a whole different experience. There's no way we can't figure out how to inject technology into those pathways and like just take advantage of that and render whatever it is the hell we want to render.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that.
Yeah, we have like the most ultimate like high definition rendering machine in our skulls.
Yeah.
But the problem is we have no control over it. You know.
Yeah, and then having that a shared experience, that's like a whole new like complex networking.
Yeah, shared experience. No, that's gonna be weird.
Yeah. It's like we're gonna be catching Pokemons.
Wow.
We're like this.
We're basically gonna have to connect our minds. We have to have like an internet of the mind.
Yeah.
To where we could choose like, okay, yeah, all of us in this room, let's just connect to this brain fi.
Yeah.
This Wi-Fi of our brains.
Brain fi.
That way we could all have a shared experience, whatever it is we're seeing.
So I bring that up because they didn't really talk about a shared experience with this headset. So if you and I were both wearing one, like we're in our own world. We're like separated. And I don't know if that's really the greatest use case for something like this. I think it needs to be more social and more present with people wearing these headsets across the planet. Like, why couldn't they be in the same room? You know what I'm saying? Instead of like a FaceTime call where it's like just a square with their face in it.
I don't know. I mean, they obviously like were very careful about a lot of things during the whole event.
Yeah.
Even like when they were presenting like their AI developments, they made very made sure they didn't actually say the word AI.
Yeah, machine learning, neural engine.
Yeah. So I think their marketing department is very aware of like what it is that people are afraid of.
Yeah.
And what it is that like gets people turned off to these types of like new ideas and stuff. Like they're trying to walk that fine line of like introducing new tech, new paradigms of like human experience, but like
tanking their price.
Well, yeah, without like completely like freaking people out. Because like when you actually understand everything that's coming, like it is terrifying in a way, just how much shift, how much change is coming.
See, I have the opposite interpretation.
I know you do.
Terror.
I'm talking about the masses here, dude. The people that are trying to sell this stuff to, you know?
Yeah, I have optimism and hope.
You're freaking fully torqued. When you see all this tech, dude, it's like, just put it all in my blood, dude. Just inject me full of these fucking chips.
Yeah.
I want silicon blood, dude. Fuck it.
You don't want to chat with me with this headset on, dude?
Fuck no, not like that.
Why not?
Wow, hold on. Let me look at. I didn't even seen this picture before.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. See, I don't think we need to like see each other's eyeballs, to be honest. I like the idea of like, you have this thing on, you're gone. Stop trying to like connect with me when I have this headset on, dude.
Yeah, but I'm like looking you up in like the database, like trying to understand like.
Well, I think they had different versions of it. Like if you're in the pass-through mode, this is what you see. But if you're like in a world or something, it goes to that other screen.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't see the eyes.
Yeah, correct.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, even though like if you desire for whatever reason to have eye contact with another person and still have this thing over your face, like it doesn't compute on a human level.
It's a valid use case. I mean, we put on the Oculus headset and you're like around me and you're talking, like I should be able to see you to a certain extent somehow, right?
I guess it's less burden than just like,
yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude. It's just like, instead you're just like, what, turning a knob or something?
Yeah, basically.
I guess. But my point is, like, hey, the difference between this and this, like, you know, is that satisfactory? You see, like, my rendered eyeballs? My LCD eyes, dude? Like, are you sufficiently connected, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to have a long conversation with this thing on, dude. But yeah.
You never know. Dude, they look like they're middle, like, pre-coitus there, dude. You know, that they're about to fucking... Look at that face on her... Look on her face,
like,
dude.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, dude. Maybe they're like
you
watching...
definitely, like, replace people's faces with that, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's true, right?
What?
Yeah, it's like... yeah, I mean, you could replace the face, dude. It's like...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Now we're talking, dude. It's
like, honey, put this on.
That's actually interesting. Yeah. Maybe like what you're seeing is like everything else, or like everything else is like custom. I don't know, dude. Now we're getting to like some weird dark mirror shit.
Oh, that would be interesting.
You could like layer on like a whole different like
avatar
body on a person and like make love to an avatar, but it's actually a human. Wow, dude, we're getting weird.
What an interesting use case. I hadn't thought about that.
Well, only TJ would have thought about that.
You said pre-coitus.
I know, dude. I'm interpreting her body language, dude. Look at that. Look at that wrist. Dude, how high that wrist is, dude. You don't put your wrist that high unless you're like sending signals, dude. You know, it's like, shit.
My goodness.
She's like, hold on, let me put this on first.
Yeah, let me see my digit eyes, so you can be truly turned on here. I don't know. I mean, I understand the motivation because we're human. We need that eye contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably just do this. Let's be honest. Unless it's like painful. It's like I'm ripping hairs apart. Just like trying to take this thing off. Maybe not.
Yeah. All right. So how does this impact the metaverse though? So
everything we're talking about is that.
Yeah. So Apple did a good job not mentioning the metaverse just because they didn't want to tank the price. They don't want to scare people
away. Yeah.
And however, they have virtual worlds where there's not a whole lot of interaction. It's just a scene with a mountain in the back, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a 100-foot screen that you can watch a movie or anything, right?
Yeah.
But I suspect developers are going to be creating virtual worlds that have interaction with
with
all kinds of stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, I totally agree. That was like when we were pre-gaming this viewing party we had, because we've been looking forward to this for like a while. Because we're in the metaverse space, everyone's looking for like a new catalyst to like get everyone like, the metaverse.
Yeah.
Just like whenever Facebook pivoted, and we saw this as like a potential catalyst moment. It's like, oh, the biggest company on earth.
Yeah.
Is announcing that like their next flagship product is going to be like metaverse focused.
Right.
There's nothing bigger than that.
Yeah.
From our perspective. So one of the big predictions or like hopeful outcomes I had is like, dude, what's the best case scenario for us in particular? Because, let's be a little greedy here. It's like, what is going to be the best thing they could do to kind of like support our thesis? Like the metaverse is something of value. The metaverse should be pursued by humanity, just like, space should be pursued by humanity, because there's reasons, there's value, there's a lot of motivation for that, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess my thing is like, well, they're going to say something about like apps of the metaverse, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice for us.
Yeah.
They released that slogan called Code New Worlds, and I interpreted it, I guess, a little too heavily.
Well, I mean, it's broad, so it could be anything. So it's not actual worlds, but it's like they probably meant like experiences.
But I meant the word code though is what threw me off the most.
I thought the world would be the
no.
key
I mean,
word
like
there. Code is like everything. You can code anything. Everything's code.
Yeah, but you would think like they would have said something like like create new worlds or like birth new worlds, something a little more like marketing esque.
Yeah.
But code is like very specific.
But their audience this is a worldwide developers conference. It's not a worldwide consumer conference.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I guess that was my misunderstanding of the audience.
even though this is displayed and pitched as like a consumer friendly event.
Yeah.
Because they showcase hardware, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. What do developers need to do with a new laptop? Nothing changes, but they show new laptops.
Well, usually it's like some kind of like SDK update or something, right?
Apps. But that has nothing to do with the new laptop, right? The SDK is the same, whether you have a 15-inch or a 13-inch laptop. It's the same.
I got you.
Right? Yeah. But so that's what I'm saying. It's like, even though that this is a worldwide developers conference for developers, they had consumer-friendly activity there.
Yeah, it probably started out more developer-focused, but over time, I mean, like, news publishers or media is all paying attention to that, and that leads into like the marketing campaigns.
Yeah. Just another opportunity to sell more stuff.
Get people excited to buy stuff. Yeah. So,
I mean, I'm very excited about this headset. I want to try it. I don't know if I don't like spending $3,500 for something like this because I know I won't use it for $3,500 worth.
You don't know that though.
And no, I won't. I because there are not enough apps. I'd rather wait for like V2.
I see. Yeah, but what about like?
But I like the
what
tech.
about the collector value, dude.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm thinking about too. But
the problem with that is you can't even open it. Yeah, you have to like, yeah. See, this is like,
and then you have to hold it for like 25 years.
Yeah,
that's a
you
burden.
have to somehow live for that long for that purchase to make sense. Yeah. You're right. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. I feel like everybody, most people are. It's like, yeah, I want to experience what 5,000 patents.
Yeah, what does that
result in?
Like? Yeah,
I want to experience that. And what is it, like 65 pixels per pixel or something like that?
Yeah,
I want to feel that.
Hell yeah, dude!
But I can't. Yeah. I can't justify spending like.
You just gotta take a trip down to the Apple store when they come out, dude. Wait in line with all the other guys,
with all the other peasants.
And COVID juice.
Yeah, dude. So this is definitely not a peasant machine. This is like this is for the elite class, right?
Yeah, for the creators out there. But yeah, I'm really impressed. This is very impressive. The fact that we can build this as humans.
Okay, so going back to your question of like, what does this mean for the metaverse? And again, I was saying the best thing they could do is kind of like hone in on the narrative. Exactly what I was hoping they would hone in on is like developers create value.
Yeah,
apps in this virtual space. They created a whole new app environment for this, dedicated to this hardware.
Spatial computing.
Right. And by the way, so did we.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, they were displaying like these functional 3D objects in a spatial environment. It's like, dude, those are metas.
Yeah.
See that car over there that you could like jump into and like rev up or something? Those are coded functions.
Yeah.
That's another meta.
That's right.
Right. So it's like, dude, if we're looking for anything as far as like validation that we're on the right track.
Yeah. I totally agree.
It's nothing bigger than that.
I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, and then imagine that this headset's going to be leveraged in all kinds of virtual worlds. Like I can see the other side, putting in some effort in supporting this hardware, where you look around and you see like thousands of people just like running around you.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything cooler than that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, hopefully. So the fact that they are focusing and honing in on fostering like an application ecosystem, I don't think they're going to run into the same dilemmas that like the existing Web3 metaverse space has, where everything is like static, non-functional stuff.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's like nothing really engaging. There's no reason to stay present.
But you know what? This assumes that eventually everyone is going to be using a headset to like do computing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a stretch. I feel like that's a stretch.
I don't. Not at all. I give it 10 years. 10 years, everybody is wearing these things all the time.
10 years.
10 years.
All right.
Yeah,
33.
Yeah, whether it's Apple's or like some shit version, it doesn't matter. Like, like TJ's saying, dude, it doesn't matter where you are on Earth. You have the accessibility of your,
Yeah.
of this, wherever you go.
Yeah.
But how we end up carrying these things around is going to be the question, I guess. That's kind of, how do you portabilize this thing? Just throw it in a backpack, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man.
Or like I said, it just literally becomes a permanent fixture. Like you get the pass through like so accurate, so like you literally can't tell the difference between like having this thing on or fully immersion mode.
Yeah.
Dude, just fucking just drill it into your temples, dude.
Yeah.
Never have to take it off.
Yeah, with and they created a new chip here. So yeah, I feel like this is very bullish for the metaverse. I'm looking forward to their newer headset that's consumer friendly, just because there's like a lot of high quality material here that doesn't need to be so high quality. Like I could see them making like plastic version of this instead of aluminum.
Yeah.
And accomplishing the same thing.
Maybe not. I don't know if Apple's like into that, like lowering quality for the consumer.
Well, they used to make plastic phones.
Used
like,
to.
Consumer friendly plastic phones.
iPhones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Obviously.
they have like the iPhone Pro Max, and then they have whatever the cheaper one is, iPhone.
Yeah.
I guess it's just iPhone.
So they have the steel version of the iPhone, then they have the aluminum version. So that's
I wish I had mine on me. I wonder which one I have.
You have the aluminum version, not the steel version.
Like the pleb version is what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty good. There's a lower version of the iPhone too.
Okay, at least I'm not there. See, that's what they do. These technologists, they're gonna turn us into like classists. It's like,
pretty
dude,
much.
You got a fucking aluminum or your plastic phone. You fucking suck, dude. I was like, I can't be friends with you. Steel or no friendship.
Yeah.
We're gonna form like a new like form of division in tech.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude. But I mean, whatever makes money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so yeah, that happened on Monday, and you're probably listening to this on a Saturday. But yeah, not a whole lot was revealed other than just a hardware headset. I was purely entertained the entire time. Quality display of everything that they had going on in Apple.
Yeah.
But at the exact same day, the SEC brings down the hammer.
Oh yeah, that's right. Literally an hour before.
It starts tanking everything. Metaverse projects,
everything.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything starts going down 7 to 10%.
Yeah, they went after CZ and like 13 other like top 20 projects. Well, like top 50, I'd say.
Yeah.
They went after the Metaverse too, specifically. They went after the top Metaverse, Decentraland and Sandbox.
Yeah.
And,
that sucks, dude.
That does suck. Oh, look, let's see what Brian Armstrong's saying 2 hours ago.
Yeah. The SEC reviewed our business and allowed us to become a public company in 2021. There's no path to come in and register. We tried repeatedly, so we don't list securities. We reject the vast majority of assets we review. The SEC and the CFTC have made conflicting statements and don't even agree on what is a security and what is a commodity. And this is why the U.S. Congress is introducing new legislation to fix the situation, and the rest of the world is moving to put clear rules in place to support this technology. So this is in regards to the SEC complaint against us today. We're proud to represent the industry in court to finally get some clarity.
Okay. Well, this is more like cookie cutter statements, and this is just like a whole legal thing unfolding before like,
Coinbase is going to fight back against the SEC. CZ Binance, they're going to fight back.
They have to.
Yeah.
They just do. We want to rally behind Binance and CZ because they control 80% of the market.
Yeah.
80%. So losing that
good luck to our bags then, right?
Exactly. We're pretty much all, if you're talking about a winter, that's the real winter.
It's like not winter, it's like hell, dude.
Something.
A hellscape.
Yeah, we're going to have to rebuild essentially. But guess what? Like what comes down the road though, like later, just like what happened in 2008 and like the traditional finance sector, what's coming for us because we keep kicking this thing down the road and letting this thing get worse and worse and worse. Yeah, it's going to be a travesty. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
How do we invent this new thing that Satoshi did, 14 years ago, where he solves a huge computer science problem, brand new problem has been solved with the new technology, and all of a sudden it's just a security. It's still a security, right?
Yeah.
Not everything is a security in crypto, right?
No, of course not.
You need some of these tokens in order to leverage some of these protocols. You need them.
Yeah.
Therefore, not a security.
Well, that's a whole different discussion. It's like, we need different interpretation, different laws.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
but in this case, it's not. Yeah, like the headline is like, oh, the SEC is going after crypto by labeling all these things securities. But there's additional potential violations that have occurred, right?
For sure.
So those are the things that I think.
Well, that's separate. But ultimately, the way you win against the SEC is you fight them on regulation. You fight them on like what is and what is not a security. That's how you win. Even though there's going to be dead bodies, behind all this fighting. Yeah. You're still going to change something.
Yeah. Well, that's basically like that's the case of Brian Armstrong. Like he is our knight in shining armor for this specific battle.
Yeah.
Right? This is his battle. His battle is to somehow him and his vast ocean of lawyers.
Yeah.
They're going to have to make the case that what the SEC is doing is unlawful. Yeah. They are.
Yeah.
Over enforcing this interpretation of a security onto a market that the government just doesn't really understand, I guess.
Yeah, and it feels like the SEC is going to lose this one once it gets to court. I think they're going to lose this one. I think they're going to be forced to provide proper regulation for a new asset, a new invention.
I think so too.
It's like AI is a new invention. We need to regulate it to a certain extent. We need to come up with new stuff.
Yeah, not only that, now there's like there's a new narrative to kind of like push the government into this direction. The narrative of like now China is awake.
Yeah, that's right.
China's awake and they are not afraid of this stuff.
They're scooping it all up.
Yeah.
So
like if we fuck
join
up,
us.
Yeah, if we fuck up and not implement the right measures to regulate this market, then we're gonna lose everything to them.
Yeah.
If he can present that during his like fight against the SEC and like get the rest of government to pay attention to that narrative, it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
The SEC is literally like putting us at the mercy of China and giving them all of the power of this technology.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the economic, advantages of supporting it. So like that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
So that's a new narrative spin, I guess. I wouldn't say spin. It's like it's reality. Mm-hmm. It's not like something fake.
Yeah, fabricated. Yeah,
that's real shit.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the government is going to care about that narrative.
I think so too.
Yeah, they're going to care about it.
I think they will care a lot that China is growing in some aspect that we are like collapsing in.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to technology, because technology is like
technology, dude. The capital of technology is in the United States.
For now,
yes.
Yeah, I watched an Elon interview the other day. Like, they asked about his assessment of AI. Like, how close is China to the United States in the AI? Because Elon's like, he knows both sides. Tesla's massive in China,
True.
So he's always there. He's always here. So he sees like the differences, and he's like, it took him a long time to like come up with like a. I think they asked him like, give us like a 1 to 10, like a score.
Yeah.
For USA and China, he's like, I can't do that, but. He gave like a 12-month timeline where he thinks it'll take in 12 months China will be better than the United States. He said,
like, in AI.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's not a long time.
It's 1 year.
Yeah,
and I think that interview was like 2 months ago, so we got like 10 months.
Yeah,
and China's gonna catch up. You know.
So they're gonna be, I guess, submitting into our social sphere like a bunch of fake news stuff.
Oh, whatever, however
indistinguishable from reality.
Oh, that's gonna happen during this election cycle. Like that's gonna happen for sure. If they thought like Russia collusion was like a big narrative, just wait till the AI narrative like comes through. It's like nothing you're seeing is real, public.
Yeah.
Trust no one except for your government. It's like we're out to watch your back.
Yeah.
In a world where everyone else is harnessing AI to manipulate you, but not us.
Yeah.
Vote for me. I don't know. We'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been the SEC, Binance getting attacked. It's probably going to be a few months before any of this gets like any more progress.
Yeah. The main takeaway: this isn't like an FTX moment, so I don't think.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, and even so, these are like a lot of these allegations are like Binance US implications, I think. So like this doesn't even really apply to what it is that CZ and Binance really controls. It's like 80% of the market. No, Binance US is like 2% of that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if they have to like, I don't know, do something to like offboard American users, the market's really not going to suffer, right?
Yeah, basically shut down Binance US and is like, forget the United States. Yeah.
I mean, it sucks for the US. It's just another barrier for this country to participate in this like new paradigm. But again, we expected this to happen. This is not for us.
Yeah.
Web3, crypto, DeFi. This is for everybody else.
Dude, America better wake up, dude.
How are we going to do that? How are we going to make them wake up?
China.
So what does that mean?
That means China's taking the lead. I don't think the United States wants to follow China in any one industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
So buy Chinese coins is what you're saying?
Yeah, man.
Support them?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, they should be coming online soon, I'm pretty sure. That probably will be a pretty powerful narrative now that I think about it.
They're supporting the Metaverse.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one angle where...
But I remember in 2017, like the China narrative was big.
Yeah.
Remember Neo?
Yeah.
It was like the Ethereum of China. I remember that. And people bought into it.
Yeah, they're still like a top 20 or 30 token or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they are.
There's no way.
Let's see if the Metaverse tokens have recovered. It's a little heartbeat there, dude.
They're not dead yet, dude. Scrapping for life.
All right, Neo. Oh, it's number 68, so it's fallen for sure.
There you go, dude. Yeah, if you're looking for some kind of, I guess, something to sink your teeth into as far as like what could happen in the next cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have tons of predictions. If you watch our regular 20-minute videos, man, that list of sectors expands pretty frequently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have like 8 or 9 different like crypto sectors that we're eyeballing. But obviously, it's like impossible to cover them all like in parallel.
Yeah.
We have to like pick and choose. Like, all right, what are we gonna focus on like the next couple of weeks? And
we would need a fleet of like team members to like keep up with all these sectors.
Monitor each sector and see what's happening to each token in real time and report about it all.
AI agents. That's what we need.
We need something. Even the AI agents, I think, aren't good enough.
No, they're not. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I mean, we got these sectors we're paying attention to because, you know, we need something to fuel the next cycle, right?
Yeah.
We got BRC20s, AI. This potential China narrative might be big at some point. We got like the liquid staking thing.
Got Apple in the Metaverse now.
Oh, yeah, the Metaverse.
Yeah.
Metaverse. So I don't know exactly what it is that's going to, like what part of Web3 Metaverse that's going to become valuable now.
Yeah. I was showing you the rainbow chart earlier today. So that's a good time to kind of reevaluate where we are. Let me look that up. Because Bitcoin stock to flow chart.
Really need to bookmark this one, dude.
Yeah, I really do.
As much as we use it. All right, here we go. Damn, dude, why are we so far off? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Are you sure this model's not like broken completely? Like, look how far off we are. Okay, but we're on this one though. This one still works.
Yeah, and this is just like a, I don't know, ballpark projection. But if I zoom in here, you could see that we're still in the accumulation zone.
We're
right?
still outside the bands of the blue too. Holy shit.
Yeah, so we got a long way to go, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of growth to be had here,
When did we start the podcast last time?
right here.
Right there. In the blue bands, dude.
Yep, and the blue bands.
So here we are again.
Here's
We've gone.
COVID,
Yeah, COVID.
and here's the $60,000 to $70,000 Bitcoin. Here's $16,000 Bitcoin, and we're at 25,000 or 26,000 today.
Yeah, I mean, I guess depending on how far this whole Binance thing goes, probably will dictate like how much bearish activity occurs in the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm thinking. I don't know. Because we're already outside the bounds and stuff. Like, damn. Because like even go back to the last cycle, you know, there was like an uprising and then like a bearish period to follow leading up to the halvening. And then
yeah,
that led to COVID.
yeah,
But all that was above the blue and green bands. You know, it's like we haven't even gotten back into the blue this whole time.
yeah,
We've been oversold for months.
yeah.
You know?
Dude, imagine getting back just into the green area. It's gonna be like $50,000 Bitcoin
Yeah.
just to get into the green.
I don't know. Potentially, if BRC20 summer is an actual thing, potentially that could happen.
Yeah,
Well, we don't know yet. I mean, there's obviously a ton of potential in BRC20s and in the market, but summer is like literally like we're pretty much there.
yeah, yeah.
So
We're in the middle of it now.
Something needs to kick off like very soon.
Yeah,
You think
Damn.
Peter Schiff doing his own ordinals project is enough?
yeah. When is that drop happening?
I don't know. But it's
Yeah.
only 50 fucking inscriptions. There's no way that's
Yeah.
enough to like.
And
prove to
it's an
anybody.
auction too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna try to make as much money as possible with that.
Of course. But the point is, Peter Schiff is a convert officially.
Yeah. So we watched the interview with him and Pomp, and he was pretty positive about Bitcoin
Because
all of a sudden because of ordinals.
that's right. He
Yeah.
wasn't positive about Bitcoin at all. He still thinks like it's a scam. Like from a store of value perspective.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got ginormous bias,
Yeah.
being like a gold slinger. But as a store of data chain, like a store of information,
Or a store of security of
Yeah.
data. Yeah.
yeah, he's like, oh, now that ordinals are a thing, I want to utilize Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. These are potential like big catalyst moments because you go back to Ethereum early days. It's like, you know, someone like Beeple came in, did like a big art drop, proved to a lot of people, you know what, there is value in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We're gonna need a lot more of that in the BRC20 ordinal space.
Yeah.
You know, in order to catalyze anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of positive things happening though, right? We got Apple into the metaverse. Like there isn't a company bigger than Apple that could generate this much interest in this
Yeah.
virtual space.
Yeah.
So, and then Meta, I'm sure Zuckerberg's happy.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, he's got to be happy. I was like, you see, guys, I told you.
Yeah, I bet he's the happiest guy after that Apple event, truthfully.
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
validates everything he's been doing.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Even though, like, yeah, I think it's gonna make people want his products even more because like they're gonna see like this expensive things that they can't afford.
I'll be like, this is good enough.
It's like, let me, yeah, at least I can get this $500 machine and
Yeah.
experience something close to it.
Yeah.
That's gonna unlock a whole new like market, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, it's good for the whole space. So you're gonna see revenues go up across the board,
Yeah.
interest, development, everything. But man, are we early? We got a long way to wait, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's been the Block Runner podcast. We talked about Apple's headset, the Vision Pro. We talked about, I guess, the impact against Meta and the Metaverse.
Yeah,
The
Binance.
Binance SEC, Brian Armstrong with Coinbase fighting back. Yeah, and let us know if we should cover something specific, whether it's BRC20s, ordinals, stamps, stacks. What else?
Well, we're gonna do that anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna keep on digging. Even though like we announced last week on our last podcast that we got funding secured for MetaZone.
That's right.
Yeah, we got a lot of work on that front. Like, like as we've been doing and as we will continue to do, keep our eyes on what's going on around us, right? Not just have total tunnel vision, you know.
Yeah, and if you have aspirations to build stuff in the metaverse, hit us up. I mean, we got a lot of stuff happening in the pipeline.
That's true. Yeah, ever since that announcement, we got a lot more interest. I think people are starting to understand the value of distributed ecosystems. You know, it's amazing how much
what one announcement does.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're on. It makes sense now. You know, but yeah. We're probably gonna do more recordings and podcast discussions about this too, and then of course as we're working with others who want to onboard into the ecosystem, we got a lot of explaining to do basically.
Yeah.
In case like you're wondering yourself, I can make apps for the metaverse, I can make cool things, but I don't necessarily know like what's the most efficient or the best design approach.
Agreed.
Right.
Eventually, this will become intuitive because we're just mimicking real life, right? There's nothing groundbreaking in that respect. It's
correct.
Just taking advantage of what we've already done in the economy.
Yeah, and applying it to the digital space. That's it. Yeah.
All right, that's it for us, guys. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Blockrunner, at MetaZone.io, and at Roby AI, and we'll catch you in the next podcast.
Peace.